do your thing, just
Yeah, this
freestyle, give your
offseason's
opinion.
been a little slow.
It's been a little slow, but the dynamics is a little different. Like we gonna get
I
into it.
mean,
We
yeah,
gonna
of
get into
course,
it.
bro.
This is gonna be a good one.
But yeah,
Into
who
it.
knows, bro? With the NBA, you never know who's selling, who's buying. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just a lot going on, but the money is more. It's gonna be more apparent as we go along. Like the money's gonna be so obvious with the $80 million contracts per year. You're gonna see owners trying to maneuver these contracts around. They don't want to pay luxury tax. It's gonna be more obvious to the
I
everyday
mean, you're seeing
fan.
that right now. You just saw
But this is just
Luka.
the
He
early
got paid
part.
what?
That's tough.
And those
Yeah.
guys, I think Jaren got lucky that he had all defensive team this year, All Star team. Same with obviously Shea won an NBA championship. He was going to get his regardless, but it's tough. It's looking tough right now for a lot of players going forward. I think
Yeah.
now this bar is so high.
Yeah. But you know what? We gonna kick this off. There's a lot going on right now with the money in the NBA. A lot of movements,
A
owners
lot of
selling
politics.
teams, a lot of politics. Yeah, guys are not necessarily getting their contracts that they used to. But definitely, you guys check out Samir's newsletter in the link in the description below. He's covered a lot of things. The Mavs being a dark horse, Joe Cronin, his genius with what's going on in Portland right now, especially them drafting. They got a little low key power forward. They're gonna run two bigs down there. Very interesting. And also he got deep into the Clippers and how their team pretty much revamped, and they kind of have a deep roster, even though they look like a bunch of geriatric guys 35 plus, man. I'm not gonna lie. And also check out Samir's deep dive into the future of the Utah Jazz and also the Nets. Man, what the fuck is going on with the Nets, man? You did a great breakdown on like them possibly tanking again. To start this off right here, it's a little bit of a nuance I'm gonna do between you and the audience right now, because we're seeing a lot of changes, like I stated before, with the money, and now it's hitting restricted free agency. This is what, year 2 of the brand new CBA. So we're seeing Jonathan Kuminga, Josh Giddy, Quentin Grimes, Cam Thomas. They're all fighting for that money. And out of the and out of the 2022 draft class, the guys that are about to hit restricted free agency, only 4 players got their contracts out of 21 guys. But first, we're gonna start off with Jonathan Kuminga, kind of break this down layer by layer. Man, this is a very, very delicate dance the Warriors got to do with Jonathan Kuminga. Well, right now, for them to even do a sign and trade with him is complicated, because with the money that they pay Kuminga right now. Let's say they paid him $20 million with his new contract. If they trade him away, they got to actually attach another person to him, like Moody or Buddy Hield, because only half the price of his contract counts as money going out. It's tricky. It's tricky because the Kings, they want Jonathan Kuminga, but to close out the trade is complicated. What's his name? Malik Monk. He makes about $20 million a year. So if the Kings made the trade with him and Kuminga's money only counts as $9 million going out. So that's why the Warriors would have to attach another person, either be Buddy Hield or Moses Moody. And I'm not sure if they want to do that in order to get rid of Kuminga. It's tricky right now. Whatever is the outcome, it's gonna end ugly.
Right. I mean, you look at the Warriors offseason, they didn't do anything really, I think the Warriors are kind of banging on the idea of moving Jonathan Kuminga around or extending him. As of right now, I think Kuminga wants to obviously get paid. He was a top 10 pick, so he's looking to get paid expensive, good amount of money as his peers. But the thing is, I think with the Warriors, the mistake they made is giving him more inconsistent roles. Like, you join in, now you're in an NBA championship team. You're not getting minutes over some of the veteran guys because they're not looking to really develop players in that run. And now you're kind of like, after that, you kind of see the Warriors are kind of like, we want to rebuild with Joe Lacob and his sons. They're looking at it like, yo, we want to rebuild. But you can't rebuild while having a 36-year-old
Facts.
top 10 player, top 15 player in the game. So that's where the Warriors kind of got stuck. And I think right now what we're looking at is the Warriors are struggling to make that pivot into a new era. I think right now you see that with Clay gone, you would assume it'd be a lot faster, but you also got Dre on lock. You got Steph on lock.
Hold on. I thought they did a good job of pivoting a little bit, because technically they set themselves up last year to get Kevin Durant back. Had Draymond not ruined that relationship and just got so emotional, KD would have been back there and it would have been a perfect fit. But I thought they made a good pivot, even grabbing Jimmy, because they needed another aggressive scorer. But the only thing with
Yeah, they
Kuminga,
needed a second option.
yeah, they did. But the only thing with Kuminga though, he and the rut that he's in with the Warriors, I don't know why Golden State tried to rebuild and also compete at the same time. And also with him doing the sign and trade, possibly with the Kings, another conundrum that I forgot to mention is that if they do it, it's actually gonna put the Golden State Warriors in the luxury tax, and that's something that they're trying to avoid. It's gonna
They're
put
trying
them
to
deeper
avoid.
into that hole.
But yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like at the same time, how they're trying to pivot into younger guys. A lot of the players they brought in, a lot of the personnel they brought in, there were a lot older players. Obviously, Jimmy, Buddy Hield, Gary Payton, the second. So the Warriors have kind of been stuck in this kind of like, where do we want to go here from now? Do we really want to develop younger players, or do we really want to develop, or do we really want to run it with Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, a lot of older players? And that's where it kind of gets stuck. A guy like Moses Moody has been able to adjust a lot easier because he's a lot younger, obviously.
Yeah, will they be willing to get rid of him if they do a sign and trade for Kuminga? They would have to get rid of
I
either
think
Buddy Hield or Moody.
I think you're better off giving away Buddy Hield. Moody's a younger guy, but I think he fits really well with his role.
Okay, but also would they want to get into the second apron at the same time, like
No,
get closer into that by
no, the
taking on?
Warriors got no flexibility. I think like second apron, bro. You're seeing teams that are like contenders not even on the second apron, like the Oklahoma City Thunder. Why handicap yourself? That's one thing the Warriors have to look into is not trying to handicap yourself into your financial hole.
The number is not crazy. Kuminga is looking for around 30 a year, which is reasonable. It's reasonable, even though, like as you said before, they've been inconsistent with the opportunities that they've been giving him.
Yeah, I also think I think like now with the NBA teams, you want a certified thing. I think Moses Moody has shown the ability to be a certified off-ball player. I think when Kuminga, like, what's one thing you could say like is a strong suit as a basketball player? I think he's solid all across the board as a player. That's also going to come into account when it comes to this whole extension thing. Is how far we're willing to extend this player.
Yeah, it's just, man. Yeah, you see how slowly they crafted out fucking even the rookies getting around. Like this is
Yeah,
crazy how restrictive everything is now. And I personally, I think the NBA has made this a little bit too complicated for fans. Like it's almost like you have to be almost like an accountant now just to look at the numbers, the stipulations with the trades. I mean, even now we're talking about just rookies on their, you know, rookie scale extensions possibly getting into restricted free agency, even being limited at that. So going
you
into
remember
camp,
back in the day, it used to be like they didn't even, the young players didn't even have to touch the market. They just get an extension right there and there.
facts, that shit is over. That
That
shit
shit's
right
done.
there
I
is
think right
done.
now, like, bro, let's be honest. The only guaranteed extension that we all agreed on was like 3, right? Like, we knew Paulo Banchero was gonna get a big extension. Chad Holmgren and Jalen Williams were gonna get their big extension. Other than
hmm
that, like,
No, Jabari
who
Smith
else do you have
Jr.
in mind?
No, Jabari Smith Jr. is the fourth person. So it's remember, like I stated before, it's only
Only
four
4
players.
expected, man.
Yeah, 4 players out of 21 that have established themselves in the league out of that 2022 draft class have gotten extensions. Jabari,
But
Chet, Jalen
even
Williams,
Jabari, I
Paolo.
wasn't really confident on, to be honest with you. I didn't know what they do with Jabari Smith Jr. and what contract you do.
Wait, say that
I
again?
said before the I said before the free agency, I didn't really know where Jabari stood in the market because Kevin Durant rumors were looming in. So I didn't really have much of a thought in what his money would look like. But I think those 3 for sure, I knew that they're getting paid.
Yeah. So going to Cam Thomas, that's another that's another player that's showing, hey, I think I'm worth at least 28 mil plus, but the Nets are like, hey, they're leveraging the open market and a lot of teams not having the cap space in 2026, but a lot of teams will have the cap space in 2027. You know, the restricted free agency is going to be looking a lot different, but right now, what do you think about Cam Thomas? Like, is he gonna get like a low ball offer or just a little small extension for maybe like 2 years with a player option?
Bro, like with Cam Thomas, Those kind of players, I don't remember them ever getting like. Has Lou Williams ever got a crazy extension or Jordan Clarkson? I've always viewed Cam Thomas to be those kind of players. To be honest with you, I think with this play on the Nets, I think it's just like you need someone to shoot the ball as Cam Thomas. But I think with his money, I don't know what he expects, but he's
He's
not
ex-
gonna get paid crazy, bro.
he's
I think he's
expecting
too little.
around
He's not.
he's expecting around 30, but the only thing is that again, he can actually pinpoint to other players that have done less or has about a smaller amount of proof of concept, like Emmanuel Quickly as a starter. Emmanuel Quickly doesn't have a stretch in any year where he's dropping 40 plus points per game. Cam Thomas does.
But I think
And
Emmanuel has more to
Emmanuel
offer
Quickly
on
got
the
like
championship
30.
team.
Wait, hold on. And Emmanuel Quickly got around 30 to 35 mil a year. So Cam is looking at that. And that's how the agents move. They look at what, previous guys almost in the same caliber got in order to set the market rate. So it's a little tricky right now with the Nets and Cam Thomas. But the number right now, I think the Nets might have him at is around 14 to 8
Bro,
mil a year.
I think Cam Thomas is bound to get lowball. To be honest with you, bro, like those kind of players, Cam Thomas type players. You're a 6 man microwave player. To be frank, I think NBA kind of moved away from just like your guy who comes off the bench and just scores. NBA teams, they look at 2 and 3 and D players now, bro. Players who can offer more than scoring. Like just look at a recent 6 man, Nas Reed, Payne Pritchard. They offer more than just scoring. They can pass the ball.
True,
Nas can really be a microwave, rebound,
true, but
solid rim protector.
remember what I said before. In the offseason of 2026 is when the money's gonna free up. But by that time, these guys are gonna be unrestricted. It's a weird conundrum that they're in because they don't want to sign their qualifying offers.
Bro, then you're
Like
better off signing your qualifying offer and then just going to
really,
another
it's
team.
pretty low. Cam Thomas's qualifying offer is 6 mil and Kuminga's is 7. Kuminga's is
Dude, but
8.
I don't.
Yeah, to round it
If
up
I'm
is 8.
Brooklyn, I'm not in the hurry to really re-sign Kuminga or not Kuminga, Cam Thomas, because bro, you drafted 2 guards, right? What would be the incentive for them to sign Cam Thomas? They'd be like, all right, bro, we'll save a lot more money if we ride it out with our younger players.
True. I mean, it's up to them, but I'm pretty sure they could probably leverage him to a team that's contending, let's say January, February. Maybe they got an injury or two and they need someone to come off the bench and provide
Like,
scoring. You never know. You might want to lock them in for like a 2-for-1 and then possibly, at the deadline, if an opportunity comes up, flip them for a second rounder or some sort of asset. You don't want to have these restricted guys just leave for free.
bro, I agree. I think your best bet is like the Detroit Pistons. If they deem Malik Beasley to be too much of a headache, or Malik Beasley actually gets prosecuted or something,
Mm-hmm.
whatever's going on in his world, then like Cam Thomas fits perfectly. But there's not many teams I could think of on top of my head
Yeah.
that's willing to really give Cam Thomas crazy amount of money.
Same thing here. But what about Josh Giddy? The Bulls are offering him around $20 million. He's looking for around 30. That's another conundrum.
Right? I think with Giddy, they're checking if the watch is real.
You don't think the market would offer him 30 per?
Bro, I think the Chicago Bulls are hesitant because like when he went off, it was towards the end of the season.
Oh, when
I
nobody
think
gives
they're
a fuck. Yeah, a lot of teams don't give a
when
fuck
nobody
by
gives
then.
a fuck. Teams are like, all right, who cares about the Bulls? We're not playing our best players consistently. Chicago gets lucky with a few wins. They know they're not getting to the playoffs. That's where I think is in their minds is like, okay, why sign him to a big contract when it's not for certain?
But
Because
here,
can
but
Josh Giddey's what, a top 5 pick in the 2021 draft,
yeah,
if I'm not
all
wrong.
I know, he was in the lottery, like around top 7, top 8. I forgot
Oh,
where
that's crazy
exactly.
that he didn't get extended.
But
Yeah,
it's
that's
crazy
crazy.
that the Bulls invested. They gave away Alex Caruso. They didn't get none of those first round picks that OKC got. And then now they're hesitant about Josh Giddy. They just, I don't know what's the Bulls' direction.
I don't even think Chicago knows what direction they're going to.
Yeah, I don't know. But a player that has been playing great is my man Grime Time, Quentin Grimes. Ever since he got away from Dallas, even while he was in Dallas after the Luka trade, he was kind of balling out, but they traded him away because of his expiring deal. They didn't want to be in this restricted area with him, trying to negotiate that Philly's in right now. But, the 76ers also got a top 3 pick in the draft. They got Paul George.
McCain's coming back.
Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to keep him long term, but he's another player that's kind of realizing restricted free agency is not really real.
Ryan is getting screwed right now because I think if you're Daryl Morey, like bro, I think a lot of these teams we're talking about, Chicago and Brooklyn, realistically, I don't think the players have much leverage in those two situations because you look at Philadelphia, they're like, all right, yeah, we got our depth to the draft, and we got McCain coming back, we got George coming back, we got Embiid coming back. Obviously, Maxi's coming back. Grimes has to go far back in the line. He's not. It's very hard for him or anyone to expect Philadelphia to pay him.
Yeah.
When they're kind of looking at it like we're getting our talent back, we got more talents. Where does that leave Grimes?
Yeah, but he was balling out, and he plays defense.
Oh, he was great.
He was balling out.
He was great. But like I said, the top dogs are gone, right? The top dogs are coming back. You'll bring in new pups. You're gonna have to develop and raise them. How are you gonna where does Grimes fits in that situation? I think with the Philadelphia right now, they're probably monitoring his market. They're telling him, hey, go try out the market. And obviously the market, they're not very reciprocating because no team got money.
Yeah, unfortunately, once again, this offseason, there's the teams that could do it, they're not really gonna try to get close to the tax. And these restricted free agent guys, they don't really have the ability to leverage the open market. And I'm pretty sure the Nets knew that since the offseason. Like you said, with Grimes, it's pretty much the same thing. But it's tricky, man, because the number that a lot of these players coming off their rookie deals trying to get to their first real deal, the numbers are kind of skewed because, again, Emmanuel quickly getting 30+ million per year, but Julius Randle as a number 2 option on a championship contending team got the same amount. And now we're seeing a lot of other players, their contracts are starting to come up. Guys like Jalen Duren, Dyson Daniels, Keegan Murray, Christian Braun.
Dyson got extended. Let me check because I swear he got extended.
Nah, I don't think he came into an agreement yet. I don't remember.
But he's for sure getting.
Yeah, he's gonna get extended, but his number is around 30. They're saying a lot of these guys, like the second tier, out of that 2022 draft, the guys that are outside of like Jabari Smith, Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Williams and Paolo, they're getting around 30 mil a year. So at the same time, we're seeing Julius Randle as a number 2 option, like I said before, on a contending team, get the same amount. The whole marketplace is all screwed up.
Yeah, the marketplace, bro, is like you're looking at it like Paulo, Jabari, they got paid based off potential, but at the same time, other players are not getting paid based off potential. It's like there's a different standard, right? Or I don't know why the NBA designed it this way, or I don't know why teams are designed. It's kind of a double standard in how teams are viewing players.
Yeah, because agents, they always go based off of like another player of the same caliber. They're like, okay, this guy got this, but we've done more.
Yeah,
and it's like now you're seeing the marketplace is just it's a little shaky. Even the next tier of players of that 2022 draft class, guys like Kessler Walker, Tari Eason, Sheldon Sharp, Benedict Mathurin. Yo, that's gonna be a crazy thing with Mathurin.
yeah,
But also Jaden Ivey. Yeah, but also Jaden Ivey. Like, where do these guys fall? What's their number?
Ivy and Benedict's situation is really scary if you're looking at it because those guys have found themselves in inconsistent situations. I think Benedict's gonna have a big season now, so it's gonna be interesting how he has it because now Tyrese is gone. It's gonna be really him and Siakam sharing the ball as shot creators. True. So this situation is gonna be interesting.
I just want to throw this out there about Benedict. The Pacers are only $20 million away from hitting the luxury tax line. When Benedict Mathurin has a chance, right, with Tyrese with the Achilles injury, now Mathurin has a chance to have a breakout season when the Pacers could really only offer him around 19, 18 mil a year without hitting that tax. And we all know that owner right there, he does not like paying any kind of luxury tax. So
Indiana in general never liked paying luxury tax.
but Benedict Mathurin is worth more than 20 mil a year. He's worth more than
Yeah, I
that.
mean, dude, it's gonna be interesting how Indiana handles their situation because now what they're gonna cut a lot of fat. And like I don't think a lot of these players from that finals run is gonna still be there. They're gonna cut a lot of fat and kind of adjust their roster. I think they'll probably cut down a lot of the debt. Let's see with Benedict Mathurin because he's gonna have a big season next year, and it's just gonna be interesting to see how Indiana determines his value and how long it'll take for them to decide, or if another team decides, yeah, I think Benedek could be a plus factor in our team. Another player, I think Ivy. Obviously, his situation's scary because what he's seen, what 3 coaches now, and every coaching situation, he's found himself in either falling out of the rotation or injury. His contract situation will be really. I think he'll get lowballed out of all the players you named.
And Jaden Ivey, he was a lottery pick. He was like a top. Let me see. I don't know
He
when
was
he.
a top pick, but I think he screwed him over, Monty Williams. Monty Williams screwed him over by
Yeah,
not
that was a
playing him
bad
that much.
hire. That was a bad hire
Yeah,
by the
it's a
Pistons.
bad hire, but he's probably going to be the biggest loser of that whole thing. I think last season getting injured too, it just kind of put him in a situation where
Yeah, he's a fifth
he,
overall pick.
yeah,
He's a fifth overall pick. Damn, that's kind of sucks because
it's
wow.
not. It's far from his fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that the Ivy situation might end up like the Kuminga situation.
Yeah, it could.
But
For sure, it could.
no, but you know what? It actually might not because unlike the Warriors, the Pistons don't have a bunch of salary on their books. So
And the
Ivy
Pistons
might
don't
actually
get
get his
talent
money.
either.
Ivy actually might get his money.
And Pistons don't get talent like that, man.
Not yet. Not yet. To me, Detroit is like a sleeping big market. They just need a win. But it's low
They
key a
need
sleeping big market.
But historically, the Pistons never really attracted a major free agent that I can remember.
Yeah,
Like brought
because
like James.
they've never been consistent as far as winning. They've never been too consistent with it.
Yeah, I mean, they had a good. I think '80s. Obviously, they had a good era. '90s, they had a good era too with Grant Hill. They had a good era in the 2000s. I think now with winning, it's been what 2010s and 20s.
Yeah, but it came in spurts. It never was like you can tell they never really had a I don't know. The Pistons never really had a time where you looked at the team and you'd be like, yeah, the next 5 years they're gonna be in there. I would say
No, it's always
the
been
only
next
time for
3 years,
sure I
next
would
three
say is
four years.
When Billups was there is when you knew they were gonna go deep. Other than that, I can't really name another time.
They went 3 straight finals in the 2000 in the '80s.
Yeah, the 80s too. The 80s also. But I'm saying like in general, like they've never really it's low key a big market, but they've never been a destination where everyone knows, yo, they got some players, they're gonna be relevant for the next like it's like OKC. OKC is low key a destination right now because everyone knows they're gonna be relevant for years. But the Pistons
Yeah,
never
they're gonna
really
be relevant.
had that outlook in a long time. You know, people forgot, man. Detroit is a fucking big ass market.
Bro, Detroit is Detroit.
Yeah,
It's a
that's a big
classic
ass
American
market.
city. Yeah, it's a classic American city like Philadelphia and New York and those areas.
Mm-hmm. But you know, and like you said before, Tari Eason and freaking West and Walker Kessler. I don't know how those two situations are gonna play out.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Kyle Flipikowski, he's gonna be a better player next season than Walker Kessler. His situation is gonna be interesting.
Mm. Yeah,
Kyle was hooping, bro, in the summer league. That dude can be that dude's gonna be a really good player.
yeah, we'll see, man. Only thing in summer league, I just be looking at guys' technique. I don't really look at too much if like how much they've been killing. I just want to see like small things. If like, are they faster than everybody else? Could he like, is he getting pushed off the ball? It's like small things I just be looking at. Cause sometimes, like, look at Donovan Mitchell. He ain't do shit, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
he kind of came up out of
or Kevin
nowhere.
Knox. I
Yeah.
said, look at Kevin Knox. Look how awesome he was in that summer league.
But yeah, Kevin Knox was killing for sure. You know, just sticking to the future, like just the outlook overall. What do you think about Luka's extension and the fact that the Lakers, do they have the ability to construct a team under this new CBA with a player that already has a high salary, a guy who could almost make around what, at the end of his deal, what, 70 to 80 million dollars a year? Because right now Luka, with the new extension that he just signed, he can actually opt out of that deal in 2027 and get a 4-year deal for
A bigger
300.
deal.
Yeah, he can get a four. No, I'm talking about like, he extended right now, right? So he's extended,
Yeah.
but
But I
within,
think it's what a 2 3 year deal, right? And third
no,
year is optional.
it's a 4-year deal. Luka is locked in, right? But within that 4-year deal, he has an early opt out in 2027, in which he can get 4 years, up to $310 million a year. That's $77 million per year. But at the same time, he doesn't have to opt out in 2027. He could also opt out in 2028 and get a 5-year deal for anywhere from around $385 million to $418 million. It depends how they increase the cap, but that will equate to almost $77 million a year also. So what are you thinking about that? Like, can the Lakers actually build a team when you have a player that's almost making $1 million a game? We have not seen this. We've seen teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder actually pay guys after they basically drafted other players, grabbed the Isaiah Hartenstein, grabbed the Alex Caruso to add to the team. We've seen them build
Yeah.
teams on cheap rookie deals, but we never seen a team have a player making super max money, and then all of a sudden they got to build a team around it. And if Jeannie Buss is still there, like as if they said with her just keeping that governor's role, which I think is cap, the Lakers old front office, they lost KCP, they lost Caruso, Dennis Schroeder. They traded away the draft pick for Russell Westbrook that became Jaden McDaniels. We've seen them kind of fuck up a lot. So do the Lakers, this is going to be a huge test for the new owners of the Lakers to see how well they can actually scout guys, get, low-key end of the first round draft picks, late second round draft picks that can actually contribute. All these things would have to happen for the Lakers, even though they already have Luka on this team, but under this new supermax money. So what do you think? Do you think the Lakers could finesse it?
But I think the Lakers' new ownership, they're paying a lot, and they're gonna for sure put their own guys instead of the current guys running the show. Rob Pelinka's on borrowed time.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's definitely on borrowed time. Me just looking at this money right now, I can see Rob Pelinka is definitely on borrowed time. Yo, if they increase the cap by the 10% max every year, Luka will be making $82 million a year. That's $1 million per game. Like the margins are gonna be thin of what kind of players that they can put around him. They actually gonna have to. They can't afford to lose the KCPs, the Carusos. They can't do that anymore. They can't afford to get the Russell Westbrooks and it be a fuck up.
That's why you have to I think that's why the Lakers are kind of gambling on solid aging role players like Marcus Smart, or players who like Jake Laveria, who's solid, but he's never really played for a contending team. And even DeAndre Ayton, who's kind of a gamble at this point, because man, that's someone whose value dropped for the past 5 years. DeAndre Ayton has had no real value in the NBA.
Facts. And it's tough, man. It's tough. Like, they're really gonna have to nail and find some gem guys that are like Alex Caruso types, man. They're really gonna have to find that because you could even take a look at the Celtics, right? They traded away Georgie Yang, right? And 2 second-round draft picks to the Jazz, right? That move dropped their luxury tax bill from $73 million to $39 million. Like, that's $34 million saved.
Then they signed Chris Boucher for dirt cheap.
Yeah. So we're seeing the Celtics being able to maneuver like this. That one little move, Georgie Yang, saved almost $35 million for the team in luxury tax. So do the Lakers' new ownership, especially with Rob Pelinka in the front office, who's already fumbled multiple bags. Again, KCP, Caruso, Dennis Schroeder. There's multiple bags. The Westbrook fiasco. There's multiple fuck ups. Do you think going forward that this could happen with the same people in the front office as when Jeannie Buss and the Buss family was in there? Because I'm seeing the writing on the wall right here.
Those days are over, bro. I think the Genie Bus and this whole Lakers club.
The Rambus people
Yeah,
working
yeah.
up in there, too many family and friendly hires. That shit does not work.
Those
There's too
days are
much
done.
money on the line.
It's done. Those days are done. I think the new Laker regime they're looking at is okay. Yeah, we got 18 championship, but none of them are under my run. So he's not gonna copy what Dr. Jerry Buss did in
Mhm.
the 1980s and all the way through 2010. He's not going to give a shit. He's going to look at it as we need a new formula, a formula that's more up to par. And I think the days of Jerry Buss where you are the only giant in town is dead. You have Ballmer with Microsoft money. He's brought a new arena. Everything is fresh, everything is new. You don't have that flexibility of being the sole real estate guy anymore. The sole, yeah, we are LA. Those days are dying, man. The Clippers are right next door.
I
They're
mean, I
looking
mean,
at
I
us.
don't,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't, I don't think the Clippers are much of a threat to the Lakers' market share. I just think at the end of the day, do the new owners have enough NBA reach to understand who to hire in the front office? Because it's already
Okay.
thin margins when you pay Luka the supermax. Because he could be making
I
$82 million a year. That's $1 million a game.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fork over a lot of money. The reason I brought up the Clippers, I think in general, like if you're a player, I don't think the idea of I want to play in LA automatically the Lakers. I think those days are dead. You have competition now. You have to now be a consistent front office, which the new ownership will have to bring that edge in. You know.
My only rebuttal to that is
Yeah.
I agree when Jeannie Buss was there. I feel like with these new owners, especially the way they run the Dodgers, maybe a lot of players' eyes have opened up a lot different when it comes to the Lakers. Because I'm wondering, what did they tell Luka to make him re-sign? Because there's no evidence that they could actually build a contending team. They barely did it with LeBron James being there the whole, 8+ years?
Oh, bro, have you seen the free agency? They've catered to Luca a lot of it. Like I think Marcus Smart was someone Luca wanted.
Yeah, all those moves are temporary though.
Don't
When you see a team like the Celtics trade Marcus Smart, just know his defensive, ability, it started to go down. Teams like that, when they start giving up on these only defensive, non-shooting guys, you already know, like the defense is
I
starting
mean,
to
dude, I
wear
think that's
thin.
a given, right? Look how fast like the Grizzlies and Wizards gave him up.
True, but he was going down ever since he got traded from the Celtics. Same thing for Drew
Yeah,
Holiday.
once he got that injury, it was over for him. That
Yep.
lower body injury, it was over.
But look at Drew Holiday. He looked slow against the Knicks in the playoffs. And then
Yeah.
as soon as he looked like that, the Celtics got rid of him.
Yeah, and now what? Holiday's gonna come off the bench until Dame is back. Then he's probably gonna be traded too.
Yeah. But again, the Celtics, do they have the gravitas to actually, capitalize and not worry about a fucking Bronny James? They don't have the draft picks to waste and get a Bronny James. No disrespect. But if Luka want to capitalize, because he came off the finals. Now he came off the finals to being on a Laker team that's supposed to symbolize success and winning. But the reality is that he's on a Laker team that's on the rebuild. They're on a rebuild.
They're on a pivot, yeah.
Yeah, they're on a rebuild, and the Lakers are what? They're potentially going to have over $100 million in cap space in 2027 when Giannis, Steph, Jokic, Karl Anthony Towns, Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Davis could potentially become free agents. But with the new CBA, it's highly unlikely. Paul George is the only kind of superstar, that could still perform at the time that became a free agent, and that was last season.
Yeah.
Guys don't really hit free agency like that. Again, this new ownership, they have a lot of work ahead of them. They have a lot of work. If they want to get Luka just to the finals or just to even have the ability to make deep playoff runs, it's a very narrow window. You have a guy on your team already who's about to command $75 million plus per year. We never seen a championship team get built with someone already on the roster making this kind of money. We've never seen that. And also with these type of limitations with the CBA. This is a whole different ball game. This era of the NBA, you can't even compare to previous eras due to all the limitations. You may only have to compare this era to like when guys couldn't become free agents because it's becoming like that.
Where does that leave Austin Reeves?
He's asking for about what, 30 mil a year.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna pay him the 30 mil.
Yeah, I see the Lakers trading him. I see the Lakers
Yeah,
trading
that's
him
what I
and
think.
getting a
That's your
different
best bet.
piece.
I think after the playoffs, your best bet is to. I would have traded him a lot sooner, to be honest with you. Because
Yeah,
now the Lakers don't even get that kind of flexibility to make moves. You're better off trading him and getting some players back.
because Austin Reeves is not fast. So how you gonna have out there in the perimeter Luka and Austin
You
Reeves? It
can.
doesn't.
Austin Reeves,
It's not a good
due to
fit.
his, he's not a really great off-ball player. He kind of needs the ball, and I think with his style of play and the roles he's gotten, I don't see him ever being like, yeah, I'm open to dilute my role.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for the Lakers, but these are real questions because everyone got hype. Oh, Luka extended, he's staying. Oh, everyone's hype about that. But hey, let's focus on. Hey, we already got a guy on the team that in 2 years he could just opt out early and get 75 mil plus per year, and then we have to build around that. And at the same time, we have the limitations of the second apron. So how the hell are we gonna build a contender, year in year out? When we hitting the tax bill every season and we're not able to pick up free agents, make 2-for-1 trades or make certain kind of trades or pick up certain mid-level guys. You see all the limitations they got? Luka
Yeah, of
is
course.
75 mil already on your books. The max salary you could spend is like 200. You still got to get a co-star. You still got to get other players. By the time all
You
that
gotta get
money
that.
adds up, man, you're already at the second apron. And then when you at the second apron too many years in a row, you can't pick up mid-level guys. You end up like the Phoenix Suns. No 2-for-1 trades. You're stuck every season. Even if you sign a minimum level player, you're actually going to sign him for twice the amount of salary because you're already in the second apron. The shit makes no sense.
You have no bargaining power at that point.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Look at Grayson Allen. The Suns, the Phoenix Suns re-signed him, but they ended up, by the time you calculate the tax, how much they had to pay in luxury tax plus his salary, they was almost paying Grayson Allen like 45 mil plus.
Yeah. And Royce O'Neal's another one too. They had to pay big.
Yeah, so it's like it don't even make sense. It don't even make any sense. So sometimes with the new owners, we seen Steve Ballmer get very trigger happy. Oh, let's get Kawhi, and then you saw him talking all hype during the presser. But now, now he's about 4 or 5 years in from being the owner. Steve Ballmer, we don't see him talk as much anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like his energy is a lot different because now he's realizing the business side of the game. It's a lot harder to formulate these teams. And I'm wondering.
And he showed that with Paul George, letting Paul George go.
Wait, say that again?
He showed that with letting Paul George go.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if this new Lakers ownership is on that same tip. Are they realizing, okay, we gave Luka the extension, that's great, we lock him in, but now we have a very finite window to get a co-star, perhaps another, piece that we could pay 30 mil to, and then shit kind of gets tricky. We got to land on the draft picks. We can't afford to keep Bronny on the team and he's not contributing. We need those second round draft picks to end up like Braun out in Denver or Jaime Jaquez out in Miami. They need those type of draft picks to actually compete. Yeah, they need those.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying Luka is locked in. But what does that really mean? Rob Pelinka is probably going to be on his way out because he hasn't proven that he can put even a contending team around LeBron and AD. It's been excuse after excuse the whole time they've been there.
Yeah. Look, he's had one, and I don't really count the year that they went to the Western Conference. The year they lost to the Denver Nuggets, he got lucky with matchups.
They got lucky. I mean, it takes a little luck anyway, but at the end of the day, they did have a.
But like Memphis and Warriors, bro, they just couldn't match up with LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, they couldn't. But at the end of the day, like with this team, I feel like Laker fans, it is great news that Luka is locked in. But now,
look, any superstar, any top 5 player that locks in on your team, you're happy with.
Of course, you're happy, but now it's different now, because like under the old rules, of course you lock in a player. Okay, now we could build around them, but now you lock in a player at that amount of money. we've never seen it with these restrictive rules, because technically the teams in a way they're kind of hard capped. We've never seen it where you're paying Luka almost $82 million a year, and now you gotta build around him. That exact scenario is the reason why Mark Cuban sold the team, because he understood it's not Luka's contract that's fucking me up. It's building around that contract and making it competitive at the same time. It's something that he can't. They were gonna struggle to do. You have to have a hell of a GM to do that. You have to have like a Pat Riley. No lie, Pat Riley in this new CBA, if he continues to work for the Heat, he is going to shine, getting all these second round draft picks that end up working out, because you need that under these new rules.
Bro, he's been doing it since what, 2017? Since he let D Wade walk, he's been doing that, to be honest with you.
But every team right now, from the Nuggets that are competing to the Knicks to the Celtics, look at the Celtics. They found Sam Hauser, Pritchard. You need those players.
Ornette.
Correct. Do the Lakers front office actually have it set up where they have enough scouts that are knowledgeable enough to find these type of guys? That's a question.
Well, do the Lakers themselves have a lot of patience? Because I thought a guy like, I was watching the playoffs last year, a guy like Scottie Pippen Jr., he's solid for what he's asked for, and he was drafted by the Lakers. So I'm questioning of the patience within the Lakers for now.
And he was let go.
Into one niche role, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they let him go to Memphis, and then he even admitted in that presser, we went over it last year, where he was kind of throwing shots at the Lakers about not giving him an opportunity.
Because he's a niche role. Like, I'm not saying he has to be Scottie Pippen. He's a niche role player. Those kind of players, they pay off big, because you're not gonna pay them that much. Honestly, you're paying them less for what they could do. Pennies on the dollar for their production.
Now, on the opposite side of the spectrum, let's go to a team like the San Antonio Spurs. This is the first offseason where we've seen them spend big money on a guy like De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, but the only thing, right, with them spending this big money on De'Aaron Fox is that he puts them very close to hitting the luxury tax for the next 2 seasons. Now, he is a point guard that's speedy and small, and he's about to enter his early 30s. I believe he's 28 now. So
he's from the Jason Tatum and Lonzo Ball draft.
Yeah. So what are you thinking? Are the Spurs in a good position, because they're already about to hit the cap? This is a mom and pop franchise again. We've never really seen them.
Sohan is due for a new contract soon too.
Yeah, this is a brand new territory for a lot of these teams. In order to compete, you are gonna have to spend money in the tax, maybe for a season, then the next season you hop out of it, or 2 seasons in a row you're in the tax and then you get out of it. So are the Spurs willing to dance and pay luxury tax money to keep Wemby competitive? Let's keep it a buck. What do you think?
Oh, for sure. They have to. Wemby, he's a generational star. And I think his playoff debut will be just as crazy. I saw an article on Facebook talking about Devin Vassell and his future. That's one guy I'm kind of interested in, because I think now there's going to be a lot of pressure on him with Castle and the newer guys, and you got De'Aaron Fox to really perform up to his contract. The Spurs, obviously, I think another question comes into is Jeremy Sohan. What's his future going to be? He's been great since being drafted there. And I think Victor Wembanyama, he's not far removed from an extension. So it's going to be interesting where the NBA goes from those 2 players and what their future is going to look like here going forward.
Yeah, those are good problems for the Spurs to have all those guys.
Like 100%, bro. They're all under 25. Oh, 100%, bro. He's looking at, 5-year, 150 from what I remember. Don't quote me on that, but that was 2 seasons ago. Now you're in the middle of it, bro. You got to step it up.
But as the cap goes up, that deal looks even more and more better. But again, with De'Aaron Fox, as I said, he's a small guard, so he's never really going to be the feature. He's a slow, speedy guard.
Unproven too.
Yeah, unproven. And also, with this brand new extension, it puts the Spurs only having $4 to $5 million for the next 2 summers of cap room right before they hit the luxury tax. So it's going to affect the way they kind of enter into free agency, especially in 2027 when there's a lot of guys that are gonna be available. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how if the Spurs attack this, just how they attack this. I don't know how they're gonna attack this, man. To be honest with you, they just don't have a track record of paying guys the full amount of money.
It's going to be interesting where the San Antonio Spurs go from there, especially with the money and how tight it will be.
But from what angle? What angle do you think the Spurs will attack this at? Because remember, the Spurs are a competitive team, but they've been a competitive team with sort of like a very military mindset. You know what I mean? Like they're very like, you know how like in the militaries everything is for the flag, it's for the institution. The Spurs are kind of ran the same way, and I don't know. It's just
that era is kind of dying because, bro, who's still from that era now? R.C. Buford is not. He's not running the team anymore. Obviously, Greg Popovich just a consultant. I believe what's the guy's name? Man, he's a young roach. I think Mick Johnson is the new coach. I believe. So the Spurs are looking at a new era of basketball, and I think Kawhi kind of broke that bubble a couple of years back.
Yeah, but Pop is not coaching the team, but isn't he still sort of in the front office
He's a consultant.
Yeah, he still works for the team. Yeah, they got.
Yeah, but he's not a part of day-to-day operations anymore. Yeah, bro, the guy's half of his body. I don't think works anymore.
Yeah, damn. Okay, so they got Dylan Harper. Yeah. They were able to get Luke Cornett on a good deal. That was a really good fucking deal. On a good deal. Yeah, they still got Steven Castle on his rookie deal. They could sort of work it out the same way the Oklahoma City Thunder did a couple seasons ago when they were kind of on the rise, but yet they still had Jalen Williams, a couple of other guys like Chet on rookie deals.
Yep, Kenrich Williams on affordable deals. You can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because they have guys on affordable deals for at least, including this upcoming season, 2 more years on top. The Harrison Barnes money is going to come off the books. They still somewhat have flexibility, but again, it's going to get tight when that De'Aaron Fox money comes in. For 2026 and 2027, they're only going to have $4 to $5 million available until
I was surprised he went ahead with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so what, you thought they were going to lowball him or tell him to take a haircut?
Bro, after Julius Randle, I thought they're going to.
That's actually kind of true.
They're not that far apart in age. Fox, I mean, what? Besides a 7-game series, what the hell has he really done?
That's a good point. But you know what? He kind of fits with Wemby. Because, the Spurs at the time, they needed a ball handler. Because Wemby...
Oh, he's going to be great next to Wemby, but I don't know if he's worth that exact amount.
Yeah, but you know what? Fuck it. They might as well just pay for now because they have a lot of guys on rookie deals. And what's the guy with the fingernails who painted his fingernails for the that was in the draft? Carter Bryant? I like him, man.
Yeah.
He's going to be good.
He's going to be a hooper.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm going to be honest. You tell me any player paints like their fingernails, bro, I'm thinking like 20 different players.
Oh, yeah. You're right. There's a lot more. But you know what?
Fingernails.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Some of the guys that be on that TikTok painting their fingernails, they be balling out, man. We got to be careful, man. They be balling out. Don't talk too much shit. They'll drop 50.
Maybe be happy when your team drafts them, bro.
Oh, yeah.
If your team drafts another Jared McCain, you're happy.
Facts, man. These guys have definitely been balling out as of recently, man. But yeah, the Spurs once again, they got enough guys on good deals because they just got into the league. Vessel's the only one that's locked in for like big money, but Vessel's also a good trade piece because he's getting paid 27, and 24, and then 27 on the final year, which is not a lot of money. If he doesn't
pan out how you want him to pan out, is he very easy to trade him?
And as the cap continues to go up, his deal is going to look better and better over time. And speaking of a player that's on a good deal, he cashed in, Devin Booker. He cashed in on his deal, but at the end of the day, it's a matter of time before he leaves his team. That's what I'm thinking right here. It's a matter of time before he leaves because He has a very early opt-out in his brand new deal. He could opt out at year 2. Can you believe that?
Yeah, but hey, good for Booker, good for the Suns. To be honest with you, man.
Yeah, but he could opt out in year 2, right? But peep
Yeah,
this. The Suns don't have a true first-round pick until 2032. They're still in salary cap hell for right now until 2027. That's crazy. They're still in salary cap hell until 2027. And they don't have no first round pick until 2032. Devin Booker, man, a second year opt out on a brand new extension? Like, what are you thinking? You thinking he stays?
no, I think more than likely he'll stay, bro.
The money's gonna be undeniable. I'm not gonna lie.
The money's gonna be good, bro. I think the Dame situation really like, bro. You can wish a player goes to a better situation, bro. But at the end of the day, I think some players they kind of like their situation regardless of how it is.
True. And also, there's no loyalty. Like, they're used to a certain kind of loyalty because they're the man of the team. But I think the Dame situation has proved that once you leave that ecosystem, you're pretty much out there in the wilderness. Because Giannis left him to die, right? He's in his mid-30s, major injury, and they kind of left him to die and rehab on his own, which is crazy.
I mean, the only player I'm gonna be honest, like the fact Giannis is more upset that Brook Lopez left the team is very funny.
But it's not shocking to me. It's not
No,
shocking
it's
to
not
me.
shocking at all. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna be honest with Giannis. Like, I know this is off topic, but I think a player like Giannis, you're better off pairing him with role players and stars.
Yeah, I didn't
To the
realize
point.
like him being on ball so much. Yeah, it's gonna be a major issue for other guys.
Yeah, you need a Chris Middleton or a Miles Turner.
Yeah, but Giannis, once again, it doesn't shock me what happened with Dame because Giannis, he's been putting on a nice guy front, man. This whole nice guy,
Oh, he politics.
fake nice guy persona, bullshit.
He politics. He politics.
Yeah, he definitely
But
does.
bro, I think the league and kind of the how everything is going, we're seeing a drastic change. And I think with Devin, right, bro, the Suns, you know, have they been the best under his reign? Fuck no. But let's be honest, man, they've catered to him. They're gonna retire his jersey. He took them to the champion. He took them to the finals. Devin Booker, he's done everything right for that organization, and to its credit, shout out to the Suns. They've done everything right with him. I think with his current salary situation, they're looking at it as, yo, we got to be someone competitive to ensure that what team has their assets? The Rockets, right?
Yeah, the Rockets, I mean, they have nothing until 2032. And then plus, they're going to be in the luxury tax this season again. Their first round pick is 7 years out will actually get pushed to the back of the line because they've been in the second apron for almost 3 years in a row. So if you're in that apron for 3 out of 5 years, your first round draft pick 7 years out gets pushed back to the end of the first round.
Bro, then you're better off just like,
Yo, that's crazy, right? Yo, these guys
yeah,
are
you're
in
better off just
salary
paying
cap
the guy.
hell, man.
Yeah, you're better off just paying the guy. Hope to
Yeah, I
build
think
on
he's
from
just
there.
gonna take his money and chill with Jalen Green, paint fingernails and just
Yeah,
enjoy
get your
the
numbers up,
sun.
bro.
Enjoy
Yeah,
the
I mean, bro, Phoenix is awesome. It's a great state. Get your
yeah.
numbers up and chilling. You're in Arizona, the West Coast hot. You can drive up to LA any day of the week. What else can you ask for, man?
Yeah, and also just looking at it, he's not gonna deny getting another extension for 80 mil a year. I just don't see
Oh
that.
hell no.
I just don't see that. It's just too much of an advantage. Some of these superstars now, they can't really leave their situations. It don't even make financial sense because the money's too great. 80 mil for 4 years in a row? Guaranteed?
And you're the man of campus?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a
Like,
lot of
who
power.
on, who on the Suns will tell Devin, yo, don't take that?
Yeah, I mean, who in his family will allow him to leave that? That's the real question.
Exactly. His financial manager, his agents, nobody's.
Nobody. Yep, nobody. Because see, like before when Kawhi left his deal, and you see like guys like LeBron and Paul George, they left their deals. The money was a lot, but when you look at that ticker and it says they left the opportunity to make 80 mil a year, that shit hit different.
Yeah,
That
fuck
shit hit
that.
different.
You don't want to be the first player to do that.
Yeah, these numbers gonna start looking like lottery winner numbers, man. Like
Oh,
for real, like
100%.
it looks like lottery numbers. Like these guys hit the lotto, 80 mil a year plus 80.
Nobody's leaving that goal
Yeah,
line.
nobody's leaving that, and that 80 mil is only the number. I think in the next 4 years, when you add like 3 more years on top of that, the number is gonna be looking like 100. At the end of this TV deal, the superstar players like Luka, they should be making 100 a year. That's
Oh yeah, I
crazy.
think Mark Cuban, he talked about it. I forgot where in which podcast he talked about this.
You know what, Mark Cuban, he's been going on that little apology tour, man, basically kind of letting Dallas fans know his reasoning on why everything kind of played out the way that it did. And I think Mark Cuban kind of knew Luka was going to get shipped out. I think he kind of knew it because I know he was looking at the expenses. You mean to tell me you're going to pay $100 million a year and then team might not even be good? I'm not talking about Luka's contract. I'm talking about the cost around Luka's contract. That luxury tax bill would have been $100 million plus. I think last season, the Suns, they owed $150 million in luxury tax. And they've been paying that the last few seasons.
Bro, I don't even get why that dude goes for the apology tour. I would have just shit up.
Yeah. But speaking of a superstar and a fucking apology tour, what the hell is going on in fucking Philly, man? He gave a crazy, heartfelt kind of, I don't want to say apology, just like a whole soliloquy in an article, man. He did a sit down with one of the media members out there. And man, it's almost like reading a fucking book. Talked about his dog dying during the pandemic, the situation with his brother, of course. Some of the trust issues he's having with Daryl Morey and the organization, the timing of the article. You know, now it's reported that he needs surgery again and he's not even in shape. And the meeting, the information that got leaked out with the meeting with him when what's his name called him out? Tyrese Maxey. You remember when we heard that he called him out?
Yeah.
But him and Tyrese Maxey are close. They're boys. So the information wouldn't get out unless someone leaked it. And he said that the person that leaked it is still there. He didn't want to say who it is. And he said that the person might not be here by next off season. That was interesting too. But there's a lot of issues, man. This doesn't sound like someone who's supposed to be on a championship run on a very short window because his body's eventually going to break down. And I also question, why the hell did he play in the Olympics if he was fucked up? The Knicks series was already a bad loss for them. They lost to Jalen Brunson in an injured, riddled Knicks team. And all of a sudden, the excuse was, oh, Joel Embiid was hurt, even though he was playing 30 plus minutes a night. But then he plays in the Olympics. So it's a lot of things going on. It even went as far as to say that he doesn't answer his phone. He got over 9,000 unanswered text messages, 800 missed calls. In order to get to Joel Embiid, you have to go through his wife. The shit revealed a lot, man. It's a lot of chaos, bro. It's not really structured. It's a lot of like loathing and, you know, kind of, I don't know if Joel Embiid just sits in his house in the dark and is on Madden and just kind of sad. It didn't read like a champion. It didn't read like this was someone interviewing a champion or a potential champion.
It's been weird with Joel Embiid and his health, to be honest with you. I think at this point, bro, I think Philadelphia could be a top 3 team, but it's always a possibility. There's not a for sure thing with Philadelphia, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely not. And the thing with Philly, remember how I always tell you, in the East Coast, people take their sports fucking personally, man. And in Philly, especially, Philly, Boston, New York, New Jersey, if it's perceived that you're getting paid a lot of money and you're not putting effort out there, they're gonna take it the wrong way. And peep this. Yeah. You know, Gilly sat down with Paul George and he called him out straight to his face. He gave him that East Coast energy about what's going on with the Philadelphia 76ers.
I hate to be harsh, man, but I gotta speak what's the real, how we feeling, man. Bro, you played damn near just as many games as you didn't play, bro. And it's getting to the point now where it's like, man, fuck that shit, man. Rebuild all this shit, man. Cause we don't even know if our motherfucking best player gonna be available, man. Like, it ain't no doubt to me that Joel Embiid is the best fucking player on the planet. I say that all the fucking time. The only difference is we don't know what the fuck we gonna get every night, man. Oh, he might come out one night. I'm about to give you motherfuckers 50 and 20. Come on in. And we might come out the next night and he might just settle for 17 footers all day. The one thing about Giannis is you know you gonna get maximum fucking effort every fucking night, man. So that just be my problem, bro. Philadelphia, we like to see effort. Allen Iverson didn't win shit. He will always be the GOAT around this motherfucker because he put in 100% effort. He left everything on the floor. It's not because he won. It's not Brian Dawkins never won shit around here. He will always be a GOAT because when our eyes looked at Brian Dawkins, it said he gives up maximum fucking effort every single time.
Every snap.
Every snap. Jason Kelsey, same thing. It's motherfuckers around there that you be like, why are they GOATs? Because when we watch them, we watch them give up maximum effort and put their fucking life on the line. And we fucking respect that. We a hard-working fucking city that ain't got shit, bro. You gotta understand, when the Eagles lose, it feel like your fucking cousin died, bro.
Hey, Samir, there goes that East Coast energy I'm always telling you about. We take it fucking personal, especially when these guys, the effort, the energies, it's not quite there. And Gilly sort of disrespected Paul George a little bit. Told him on his own show, just rebuild this whole shit. Fuck it. He telling them to rebuild. Yo, that's crazy. Well, what are your thoughts on it, man? Because I'm always telling you, in Houston, you guys don't have this sort of energy towards James Harden. That shit, a lot of his playoffs performances out here in Houston, hey, New York would never let that slide without saying shit.
No, it's forgiving.
Very
James
forgiving.
Harden's performance is very forgiving. No, dude, nobody remembers James Harden's performance.
But what do you think about Paul George? Because remember, he has a popular podcast. You know, Paul George played about 40 games. He's shooting 35% from three. He's shooting about 40% from the field. His legs don't look the same. Doesn't have the same lift. He's missing open shots. His fadeaways don't hit the same. Hey, shit is different, man. Like, Philly, for a little bit last offseason, they sort of pressured him to stop podcasting. No more podcast P. You know, and then now with Gilly showing up to his show, telling him to rebuild everything. Fuck it. That means that includes Paul George getting the fuck up out of there. That's basically what he said.
I don't think the heat goes to Joel Embiid. Philly fans still ride heavy with Embiid.
Yo, but Gilly just went on a soliloquy talking about Embiid. He's like, hey, our best player is fucked up. We don't know what we even getting out of him every single night. He just kept it a buck, man. He kept it honest about this whole situation. And I think with the Philadelphia, you know, internally with their front offices, this is the end of this whole trust the process shit. This is the very last stop. I thought the James Harden situation was, but they got a bailout with that. With the Ben Simmons for James Harden.
Ben Simmons, that the process shit been dead.
But right here, this is the very end of it. Paul George and the Embiid phase.
Embiid is what, 32, 31-year-old?
Yeah, with a very narrow window. I would say Embiid really, health-wise, he has a good, 2 years left to try to win it for real.
Yeah, then he's done. And then what? He's retiring, and they're going to retire number 21. That's a given.
Yeah, but right now, Philly is trying to understand. Remember, this is East Coast energy. This is a little different. They take their sports personal. They're wondering because they know that they're set up right now to compete for a ring, and they're trying to figure out what the fuck. We picking third in the lottery? They're thinking we went from Joel Embiid MVP to an injury-riddled Knicks eliminating us to now we're picking in the lottery, and then we're looking at Paul George. We got him for free. You know, we got him off of free agency for almost nothing. We didn't have to give up no one. We got lucky enough for Tyrese Maxey to come up and be almost an all-star. And then we're still kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're still in limbo. So they don't understand what's going on. And then they see Podcast P's looking better than PG-13 on the court.
Yeah.
You know, after that interview dropped, the timing was interesting because the 76ers dropped the news that Embiid was overweight. He was still overweight. So it's a lot of like games going on, man. To be honest with you, man, it seems like this whole situation is beginning to come to a close. It's going to come to a very painful close, man. The fact that no one in the 76ers could call Joel Embiid and he pick up the phone, like he's a superstar and he doesn't pick up his phone. 9,000 unanswered texts, over 800 missed calls. People have to go through his wife, like, and then also it was revealed that he sometimes will show up late, even to a playoff game. The 76ers at a time, they weren't sure if he was going to show up to the game.
Bro, it's a closing era at this point. I think Joel Embiid, they're going to have to fix a lot of their locker room stuff that is going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Daryl Morey is another issue because even Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, what's his name?
James Harden.
Yeah, James Harden, Patrick Beverly. There's been too many players that says like, hey, I don't trust that guy. He's a liar.
He leaves on bad terms. He's left a lot of teams on bad terms. Or he's left a lot of players have left on bad terms.
Yeah. And Joel Embiid is about to be another player on that list. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good in Philly right now. It doesn't look good in Philly. That's crazy. Let's be honest. When they got Paul George, we expected Philly to be competing for a championship. No? Going into last season, not everybody's expectations?
I said the previous season he was a top 20 player. He was an all-star player. The Clippers made the playoffs. He had a really good season. He had a really good contract year.
Did we not have the expectation of the 76ers competing for a ring? Because I remember when the season had started, people talked about the 76ers had leaked out, oh, we're going to load manage Embiid. And then all the legends came out and said, hey, if you competed for a championship, you can't load manage during the season. That's exactly what happened. And everybody was kind of thrown off by that because they signed Paul George. You know, you got Tyrese Maxey on the come up. You know, they lucked out with that draft pick too, because that was late into the first round. So he came up and it's like, okay, now you're talking about load management. And then the season went to shit. Paul George couldn't carry the load. He broke down. And now you got Gilly telling Podcast P on his own show, yo, get rid of all this shit, man. You heard his voice?
Yeah, restart.
Yeah, he was like, get rid of all this shit, man. Yeah, how did Podcast P let that? I'm surprised they didn't take that out. I'm surprised they didn't
give him pushback at all either.
He didn't, but you know what? I think it caught him by surprise because that's how East Coast people are. Like, I was like, man, he invited Gilly in a season where he had a fucked up season. I was like, I would have had second thoughts about that because I guess in the I would say celebrity world or whatever with these guys, there's a lot of stuff on camera that they won't reveal, but that they know behind the scenes. I think Paul George might have thought that Gilly would filter himself, but Gilly's not gonna filter himself, man. Like, he straight up just said what he thought.
I think he was expecting LA or Indiana kind of treatment.
Yeah, or just like the person just to filter his real thoughts. But him sitting with Gilly, right, on his show was almost as if he was on the street interviewing 76ers fans on what they thought of the season. And I'm pretty sure Podcast P would never do that. There's certain guys you don't interview. Like there's certain guys you don't interview unless you can accept getting the unfiltered truth. Like it's like that for Celtics. Like, think about any celebrity that's a Celtics fan. They're pretty harsh. Like what's the guy Ben Rapper, what's the guy's name? I'm thinking of Mark
Wahlberg?
No, the white guy that's always on Undisputed. He used to be on Undisputed sometimes.
Celtics fan.
Oh, he's not a Celtics fan.
Scalabrini?
Nah, not Scalabrini. It's a white guy that looks like Scalabrini. He's a celebrity. He's actually a
Oh,
Knicks fan.
Rappaport.
Yeah, Rappaport. Yeah, Rappaport. I thought he was a Celtics fan.
Yeah.
But most
No, he's a
Celtics
Knicks
fans, they're like him. They're gonna say the unfiltered truth. He's actually a Knicks fan, so he says the unfiltered
he's a
truth,
Knicks fan.
even on TV. And it's like Podcast P. You gotta understand, man. You in the Northeast, man. People gonna let you know how they really feel about the team.
Well, I guess the best example you use for the Celtics, Bill Burr.
Yeah, Bill Burr. Yeah, that'll be like a Bill
Yeah.
Burr. Him sitting down talking to a Bill Burr about a losing season. It's like, yo, bro, you're not gonna like what he has to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yo, the East Coast is cold. People are angry. You gotta take the fucking train. Even the Celtics arena is built on top of a train station. Same thing for the Knicks arena. Same thing in Philly. People gotta take the train. They're angry. It's a different. I don't know how to explain it. It's different, bro. And I think Paul George it's not like LA when he was doing Podcast P being a Clipper. Guys are just chilling. Nah, that's not gonna be the vibe. You in the Northeast, bro. It's a lot different, man. Like guys are gonna tell you straight up.
LA welcomes entrepreneurship, so they kind of promote the idea of kind of like players becoming this accessible or this,
Yeah, it's different, man. It's different. But Philly, I think Philly, depending on what happens this season, because they can't have back-to-back years in Embiid's prime with a bullshit result. It's gonna be back-to-back years where these guys didn't even make an attempt to even get in the playoffs. God forbid they don't make the playoffs again. What's his name? Daryl Morey's done. Like he's out. But I think in that article, Embiid hinted to Daryl Morey being out because he was like, "Oh, whoever leaked it out, they're not gonna be there next year." I was like, that's interesting. And Embiid just signed his extension. That's another thing. But speaking of extensions, yo, your man Trae Young, he's looking for his extension.
Man. I think the Atlanta Hawks are gonna wait till what happens next season and make their move from there.
Personally, I think the Hawks may end up getting surprised because Trae Young, right? If he makes the All-NBA team this season, he instantly qualifies for a super max, while at the same time, right, he could ball out this season. He has the player option, so he really has the power in his hands. Don't be shocked if Trae Young balls out and the Hawks have no intention of paying him, that they trade him. If they can, they're going to trade him during the season. That would not shock me because, once again, he could ball out. He has the player option to opt out this season. So far, he said a few things about them not offering him an extension. Hey, let him ball out. He make an All-NBA team, qualify for Supermax, and he has a player option. They're fucked. And I know they don't want to give a small guard that's about to become 30. He kind of relies on his speed a little bit. They don't want to give him a Supermax, man. This shit is going to get tricky. It's going to get tricky.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I think the Hawks, a new front office, he's looking at it. I want to see what they can do with the team I built right now, and maximizing Trae Young's talents. Because I think the Hawks, man, I'm not gonna lie, they killed it this offseason. Trae Young has no real excuse not to make the Eastern Conference Finals, to keep it real with you, bro. If healthy.
You know what? Yeah, that's another thing. I didn't think of that. The Eastern Conference
the East is dead.
Is wide open. Wow. This really couldn't have been any worse for the Hawks, because I know they don't want to give him a Supermax. Yo, they might have to. Like you said, the Eastern Conference is open. If he gets an All-NBA, even if he makes the All-NBA third team, I think he qualifies for the Supermax. And that could be, guess what that number could be, man. I'm going to let you guess, because I have the exact number. I have the range.
Like what, 300, 400?
Yeah. He can make anywhere, depending on how they raise the cap. He can make $336 million to 360 with a brand new extension. I believe that would be for 4 years. So that'll be about 70.
That's a All-NBA team, right?
Yeah, and so that'll be $72 million annually. But if they sign him now, they would just sign him for $56 million.
I could see the Hawks try to sign him in the middle of the season, bro. But I don't think he'll get the Super Bowl at all.
I think he could. If he puts up the numbers that he did last year, just more better efficiency, and plus he's gonna have his rookies, like the French kid. The French kid is gonna be on point. He's getting more comfortable in the NBA, so he's gonna get the French kid. Dyson Daniels playing a lot better. Guys have more chemistry. Yeah, and imagine if they're a fourth seed. They're a fourth seed. He puts up similar numbers, and his efficiency goes up just a little bit. Hey, that all-star appearance, that all NBA, consideration, it's highly likely. So do the Hawks extend him now for $56 million, or do they give him the option, the super duper option of opting out of his deal because he has a player option, and then qualifying for the Supermax at the same time?
Well, they're better off taking a lesser gamble then.
Yo, but the thing is, I don't think they even want to do the lesser gamble.
Why build a team with the strengths? I think this season they're really good. Like, honestly speaking, they signed a lot of these guys for a longer term deal. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a good signing. Porzingis is going to be he could pay off to be a good trade. Jalen Johnson, he's coming back. Ricochet's going to have a decent to good second season. Dyson's going to have a crazy season. I think could possibly even make the All-Star team himself.
So there's the runway. There's the runway. There's the runway. The East is open. As you said, all these guys are coming back. Even chemistry is going to be more on point. He has a runway to potentially earn the super max. And I'm also going to give you another example here. In the NFL, Micaiah Parsons, the linebacker for the Cowboys, he recently got traded after, I guess, he was trying to get more money or an extension. And peep what Trae Young had to say. He actually tweeted and he quoted that situation. Check out what he had to say.
This why you pay the man early. When someone will take less early to stay in a place he wanted to be forever, you do it. The price only goes up now. Get what you deserve, bro.
No, he's right.
I'm pretty sure, of course, he knows that all the writers and all the NBA media is going to be paying attention to what he's saying, but he's really talking about his contract. You pay the guy early.
Yeah, he's talking about his situation with the Hawks.
Yep, he's talking about his exact. That's what I'm saying. He understands the situation, and hey, we could potentially see the Hawks either lose Trae Young for nothing, or be in a situation where if they want to keep him, they might end up giving him a fucking supermax, the Devin Booker deal. Imagine they had to forcefully had to give him Devin Booker's money. Yo, that would be crazy, man. Trae Young has all the power. He has a player option. He could just reject it and be an unrestricted free agent. So he has a player option coming into the season for next year, right? The Eastern Conference is wide open. No Boston Celtics, no Jason Tatum. So that's an all NBA slot taken away. No what's his name?
Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, no Tyrese Halliburton. That's another all NBA spot taken away at the guard position. Woo!
And you don't know what Joel Embiid is next season either.
Yep. And then the 65 game rule. You don't know who could get hurt. What if Donovan Mitchell didn't qualify because of the 65 game rule? Then they replace him with Trae Young. Woo! That he instantly hits the 72 mil supermax.
Or Kate Cunningham doesn't live up to his last season performance. There's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, there's a lot of if I was, I would have to agree on a number. I would give him 50 for longer, early extension.
Yeah,
50.
I mean, you have to take that gamble. Yeah,
they're gonna have to take it, man, because it don't even.
And Dyson's due for a new contract too.
Yeah, unless the Hawks are willing to just let him walk for free.
Yeah, that seems tough, man. That seems That seems that's not an ideal situation.
Remember,
You're just fucked as a runner out.
Remember, Trae Young has that player option, so he will qualify for 336 mil, I believe, over 4 years, or it can climb up to 359, depending how the NBA raises the cap, if it's 7 or 10%. But that's gonna be crazy, bro. He could opt out of his $48 million option for 2026-2007 season. That's crazy, man. They're trapped. they're trapped. Like, they didn't even want Trae Young like that. Like, I mean, I can't say they didn't want Trae Young. They were looking at the possibilities of just moving on from him.
Yeah. But at the same time, it seems like they're also like they've kept the idea of keeping him. Look at the roster build. Like I said, it's built on his strengths, man. That team is gonna be nice next season if healthy.
Yo, but last but not least, the greatest duos of all time. I definitely want to touch base with you on this, man.
What inspired the topic?
Because you know why? I was thinking about Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry. I was like, wow, like they would really be up there with like Magic and Kareem and Jordan and Pippen had they stayed together longer.
If they stayed together for another 2 years, fuck yeah.
They would have been up there. They never lost. They never lost.
No, they never lost.
Yeah, KD got hurt and they were in the finals for the third year in a row. And KD, that was prime KD too.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I don't have them ranked, but I just listed them out like the greatest. Of course, if I could rank any of them, I would rank, of course, number 1, Jordan and Pippen, 6 titles. I think that's the clear cut.
Shaq and Kobe. I have Shaq and Kobe as number 1.
Number 1 of all time over Jordan and Pippen?
Bro, I think Shaq and Kobe, man, both of them. Like,
that's crazy. You ranked them over Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, who won 6 titles.
Yeah,
Shaq and Kobe's is 3 titles. It's 1 3-peat versus the other 2. They got 3. They got 2 3-peats. Jordan and Pippen got 2 3-peats. I'm talking about like champions.
But you can't say. I think like when they came to the finals, right? Like, let's be honest, man. It was Mike show in the finals every time, all 6 times.
Nah, it's not. Pippen is part of it, man. Pippen was crazy,
100%.
Crazy defense. I'm talking about duos, just because at the end of the day,
defense playmaking, Pippen was incredible in that.
No, let's not compare the players versus each other. We all know who was a duo. There's no doubt about it. Magic, Kareem,
Yeah,
that's a duo. We don't have to compare like who was better, whatever. We just know the duo. I'm talking about the best duos of all time. Shaq and Kobe would have been up there. They would have been up there with Jordan and Pippen as a clear-cut number 1. But the only thing is that they didn't last.
They didn't last, but bro,
they didn't last. But hold on.
Like with the limited years they had, bro, look at the dominance.
The dominance, yes, the dominance, but we're talking about historically. When you look at the achievements, the only one I could for sure rank number 1 is a Jordan and Pippen. There's been 2 3-peats.
They're the longest lasting.
Yeah. When I brought up this topic, I'm not talking about what ifs. I'm talking about according to what happened. Jordan and Pippen.
Yeah, if we're looking at history books and accomplishments and everything, then obviously Jordan and Pippen. And I think Shaq and Kobe, I think you can have an argument as number 2 or number 3, to be honest, depending on Magic and Kareem.
I mean, as far as dominance, they were pretty dominant, but I would say Magic and Kareem, they went to 8 NBA finals in the 80s, in 1 decade.
Where would you rank like Larry Bird and Kel?
Yeah, they went to 5 finals in the 80s. They won 3 championships. Yeah, they're up there. I got them up there. Shaq and Kobe 3 out of 4 finals with a 3-peat.
Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars.
Yep.
I think they get a lot of underrated. Isaiah and Dumars get a little underrated. Bro, like when we talk about duos, how often do you see those 2 names being brought up?
You're right. They should get brought up more, and had Isaiah Thomas in the 88 finals in game 6 when they were up 3-2. Had he not gotten hurt, man.
His Achilles injury.
Yeah.
He would have won 3-peat.
Yeah, and they would have 3-peated in between Jordan, like right before Jordan. That's the craziest part.
Jordan and Bird beat Jordan and Bird and Dr. J win the NBA Finals.
No,
how many duos was going through that gauntlet?
No, he. I don't think he ever beat Dr. J. I don't think they went up against him. Dr. J is like early 80s. That's early 80s. That's early 80s.
I think they did go up against each other, but I'll fact check that later on.
Yeah, it's early, that's early 80s. Dr. J. Isaiah Thomas is late. Isaiah Thomas is 89 in 1990. Yeah.
I'll concede that, but look at the Boston Celtics and You're beating the Celtics, Lakers, and Bulls to win championships. Clyde Drexler, Terry Porter. Bro, that deserves respect.
Yes. And you know who Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas's duo remind me of?
Who?
Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry.
Oh, 100%.
They
I
play
think
the
Klay
same
Thompson,
exact
Steph
way.
Curry, they get a little. I think you could say they also get a little underrated with Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
I think history will treat LeBron and Kyrie well, but I think too short to be considered one of the greatest.
Yeah, it's a little bit too short. LeBron and Wade, they're up there too. Even though 2 out of 4 years that 2 out of 4 NBA finals that they won, and they made the finals 4 years in a row. That's a hell of
Where
a
do you
duo.
rank? Where do you rank? Like, I think, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I think Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, I got them above them, bro.
You got them above LeBron and Wade? I don't know about that.
No, Pierce and KG, they were beasts together. Despite being a short and them at the tail ends, their chemistry, everything was great, man, between them. I think their individual accomplishments too. I think D Wade and bro, I'm gonna be honest. I think they have the same shelf life. What, 4 years? I think D Wade and Braun got 4 years.
Yeah, but they made the final. They made the finals every year. I felt like the Celtics kind of underachieved for what they had.
I mean, dude, look, they made the finals. What, 2008? They won. 2009, they deal with injury. Braun, Wade, Bosch, their team. I think they did well for what it was. 2010, they lose Game 7. I think they did well after that. I think they did well overall.
Me personally, I would have ranked Kobe and Pau Gasol over that duo.
Really?
Yeah, I would. I would rank
That's
that.
a tough one. Kobe,
yeah.
I don't know how the fuck I forgot about that.
Yeah, they made 3 finals in a row and they won 2 championships. I would rank them.
Yeah, you know what? I got Kobe and Gasol over Wade and LeBron too. To be honest with you.
What? You got them over Wade? Wade and
yeah,
LeBron?
Bro. I think Wade and Braun were crazy, bro. But I'm gonna be honest, that 2014 season, it just kind of puts Wade was on the decline by then. Look, they're one of the greatest. They're top 10, but I don't know. It's just tough.
Yeah, they never dominated. That's the thing. They never dominated.
Bro, look, I'll give them this. I'll give them like 2011 and 2013, 14. They were a lot more human.
Yeah, you know what? The shot by Ray Allen. Yeah, you know what? I can kind of agree with you there. Yeah, they might be on the
Wade was
level.
declining. Like 2013, Wade was kind of declining. I'll give you the Celtics. I think they're a lot more neck to neck, as people would like to admit. But I would never be mad if someone admits, like, if someone says, "Oh, Braun and Wade are better." I think they're kind of like. I think sometimes names kind of get people distracted, but I think like LeBron is LeBron, but I think Wade's decline kind of hinders them being as far as like Kobe and Shaq and.
But
Magic
you know what? I'm not gonna let you get on my man Wade too much, because you know why?
I love Wade.
You know why? Earlier in their little era, Wade actually is the one that held shit down that first year, especially going up against Dallas in the finals.
The first year.
Yeah,
if 2011 he should have won MVP, Finals MVP if they won.
Yeah, if they won, yeah, it would have been Wade. Wade is that guy, man. Let's not get it fucked
Bro,
up.
like, I'm never gonna take anything away from Wade. But
yeah. But you know
those leg injuries or lower body injuries, it did take an effect later on in his career.
Yeah, him landing on the floor like that, and plus his face was bloated. Like, yeah, he was going through it, man, in 2014. Yeah. But
still, I'm not gonna lie. I thought he retired a lot sooner. The fact he got extra 5 years is pretty badass.
Yeah, I agree. Magic, Kareem, 8 finals appearances. Man.
Magic, Kareem were another beast.
Yo, Kareem has the most unstoppable move ever in a clutch situation.
You know who
that hook shot is unbelievable.
Oh, dude, Kareem was great in general. But you know also we're forgetting? Oscar and Kareem is another great name.
You said Oscar Robertson and Kareem?
Yeah, that's another great duo.
Oh yeah, you know what? That is one right there. Ooh,
that's one we forgot about. Moses Malone and Dr. J is another great one.
How many championships they got together?
I think 2, right?
Oh, they just got the one in '83. But yeah, they were dope together, man.
They were great together, bro. 4-4-4.
You know who could actually possibly get on this list? It's not right now, but who has a good chance of getting on this list in the future? Jalen Williams and SGA. They
Oh,
got
they're gonna for sure be on it, bro.
they,
Like,
yeah, they got
I
a
think
good
they're
chance.
creeping up on that list. To be honest with you,
Say again.
I think they're creeping up. To be honest with you,
Yeah, because what I saw from them in the finals, what I saw from them in the finals, man, especially what was that? The game where their backs were against the wall. They were down 2-1, and
was
it
that
looked
when
like
Jalen scored like 40 points?
yeah, no, it wasn't that. Yo, everyone thinks that was Jalen's breakout game. That was not. The breakout game for Jalen Williams was when they were down 2-1 on the road. The Pacers were dominating in that third quarter. Nothing was going for them offensively, and J-Dub held it down.
Oh, J-Dub's awesome.
Yeah, and then he held it down offensively. SGA played great defense that whole second half, and then SGA came alive at the very end and closed it out, and it was 2-2. Yo, I thought they were gonna lose the finals right there. I was like, wow, the Pacers had their backs against the wall, down 2-1 on the road, and then the very next game is when they went up 3-2. J-Dub had the 40 piece. But wow, man,
Bro,
those two together, they play
they're
defense
money,
and offense.
bro. And also, I gotta give Jalen Williams, Shea their credit, bro. I know, like obviously Shea deserves this far in the regular season, MV fucking P, bro. But you look at Jalen, All NBA team, All Defensive team, All Star. That's a fucking all-time duo, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They deserve
is.
it. Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown.
Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown.
Championship together, many achievements together.
You know what? They're probably gonna go on this list when it's all said and done. Wow, yo, you know what? It wouldn't shock me if they have the deepest resume in the future when they go on this list. Let's say they win another championship, they'll have so many. Oh my god, man, they'll have so many
Individual
deep playoff
accolades
runs.
along
Yeah,
with team accolades. Yeah.
and not
They're
even
gonna be crazy.
accolades, just the fact, just team success. Not even accolades, just team success.
They came in a winning situation.
Yeah, but they held it down on their own though.
Oh, 100%.
Remember, they lost to Stephen Curry in the finals, in which they were the favorites. They should have won that one. They fucked up.
I think Giannis and Middleton will be treated very nicely.
Nah, it's too short lived. It's too short lived.
You think so? I think that 2021 run where Middleton held it down when Giannis went down. I think a lot of fans. I'm not saying they're going to be an all-time duo, but I think they're going to be a respected duo in history.
Yeah, you're right. But you know what? I'll give them their props. Had Middleton stayed healthy, because he's efficient as a motherfucker, man. Had he stayed healthy, ooh, him and Giannis could have made some moves. They could be deep in this list with multiple championships. But Tatum.
How you feel about LeBron and AD?
No.
Too underachieving.
No. You know what? I would have put him here had AD. They would be in here if had AD in 2020 stayed healthy after that 2020 finals. If he continued, because he was in prime form. People forget AD in the bubble was in prime form. But
that's the best season.
Yeah, but he didn't stay healthy, man. Like it's just his body breaking down, bro. It's not consistent enough.
So they're in the same category as LeBron and Kyrie for you?
No. No.
Or you got LeBron and Kyrie slightly higher?
Yeah, I got him higher than that because multiple finals runs.
Finals? Yeah.
The AD and LeBron, I don't even think of it like I didn't. Yeah, you know, it's going down this list is just thinking about the greatest duos. Their names don't really come up in my head because it was too short lived, and then plus, the bubble. The bubble the bubble is an official championship, yes, and they earned it. But sometimes it does present like a slight asterisk, a little bit.
We forgot Jerry West and Will Chamberlain.
Another great. Yeah, they have to go on this list too.
They have to go on the list.
All those finals appearances. Maybe Jerry West and Elgin Baylor too.
Yeah, Jerry West.
The only thing is I don't know how many finals. I don't know how.
But they never won a championship.
They never won, but Elgin Baylor, his back got fucked. He had to retire. I'm not sure if it was.
Yeah, he was another great.
He retired, then they won, but I'm not sure how many finals they made with Elgin Baylor. I'm pretty sure they made a couple. because didn't Jerry West make like 9 finals?
Yeah, he made a crazy amount of finals.
Yeah, I think he made a good amount of them with Baylor. So yeah, they should go up in here too. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. You bring up some good ones.
What about your Knicks? Clyde Frazier and Willie Reed.
Yeah, Willis Reed. Yeah.
Willis Reed. Yep.
I'm not sure how many championships they won. They might have won one together. I'm not
They won
sure.
2.
Oh, they won. Oh, he was there. Okay, Willis Reed was there for the second one.
Yeah, he won 2.
Okay, so he was there for the second. Okay, yeah. All right, so he was there for a second.
Yeah, he belongs in the list. You know, a duo that I had a lot of fun with, like they're fun duos. Sean Kemp and Gary Payton were a fun duo. Blake Griffin and Chris Paul were a fun duo, but I don't think they really belong in the list. You could maybe make an argument for Sean Penn and Gary.
Let's just stick to the successful ones. But yeah, you're right. Those are fun duos. If you don't have any more to add on to this list, then yeah, we can go to like.
What about Malone?
Guys.
What about non-championship duos like Stockton and Malone?
Ooh, yeah, they definitely would go up there too.
They were tough.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot. That's a good thing about the NBA. There's been a lot of guys that came in and added a lot to the game. Definitely, I would say Shaq and Kobe had the most dominant stretch, straight domination. Yeah, like you said, Blake Griffin, even Chris Paul. When you start going down the list and you start going to like the guys who bought something different and had a lot of fun at the same time, Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, yeah, they're definitely up there. Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash. Woo,
yep.
Yeah,
Amari
that was nice.
Steve Nash were fun.
That was nice. Yeah, there's a lot, man. Like when you start going down that rabbit hole.
I don't put the San Antonio Spurs because I think they were more of a trio than a duo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
like
with
Ginobili and Parker were interchangeable.
Yep. Especially with Ginobili giving you that uppercut off the bench. You'd be like, where the hell did this come from?
Bro, his 2005 run, Ginobili could have, against the Pistons, he was incredible. He had an argument for Finals MVP, and obviously 2007 Parker. They kind of been interchangeable.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Tim Duncan been the main factor. They were interchangeable. 2014 was just a team thing. What else, man? What other duo was fun? Rasheed Wallace, Scottie Pippen were fun together.
What? Rasheed Wallace and Scottie Pippen?
Remember they made the Western Conference together, man.
In Portland.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dame and CJ were fun too.
No, oh, you know what duo? Okay. This one, people forgot about. Brandon Roy and LaMarcus Aldridge.
That was fun. Short-lived, but fun.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely short-lived.
That was fun.
Let me ask a question. Would people remember Ben Simmons and Embiid as like a duo that was fun for the time? Will it ever be remembered that way?
That 20, the Ben Simmons real, like, I guess, quote unquote, like, I know it's a meme now. That 2016, 2017 season was fun with Embiid and Ben Simmons when they were both kind of coming in, and you got Covington and Dario Saric, and they actually looked like a real young team. That was fun.
Yeah.
I kind of forget Ben Simmons was fun his first year, bro.
Yeah. It's gonna be one of those forgotten duos, like almost like Melo and Allen Iverson in Denver.
I said another one you could mention is Rudy Gobert and Mitchell, great regular season duo.
Yeah, I like how you called them that great regular season duo. Yeah,
they were a great regular season duo, man. Yeah. We can't take that away from them. But playoff time, bro, they underachieved a lot. Those two were great in the regular season.
Yo, you know, it's a duo that we forgot. A duo that we forgot is Chris Webber and Mike Bibby. I don't know if that was a duo. I don't know if it's that.
Would you consider? I think that was more of a team thing because had Mike Bibby, Vlade Divac, Pedro Stojakovic. They had some dogs in that team.
True. Yeah. Who did CP3 have in New Orleans?
New Orleans, he had Pedro Stojakovic, David West. All-Star David West.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Not really.
Yeah,
but they had a good run.
Yeah.
Not really, though.
Not really.
Man. I think Chris and Harden were fun that one season, bro.
Say that again?
Chris and Harden were fun. Chris had a lot of fun duos. Like, now I'm thinking about it. Chris and James Harden were fun. Chris and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was fun. Chris and Devin Booker were fun too.
Yeah, Chris and Devin Booker is really underrated. That's an underrated 1-2
Yeah.
punch.
Oh, bro, I think the one in Oklahoma is underrated too. They took Rob 7 games.
Yeah, they did.
Russell Westbrook and Paul George were fun too, but a lot of underachievements, but they were fun together.
Yeah, PG's closest MVP year.
Yeah, I think Paul George had a lot of underwhelming duos. Him and Westbrook, him and Kawhi.
Had Draymond never got fucking emotional, KD
Top 3.
Yeah, KD
Top
and
3,
Steph
top
would have
4
probably been like one of
top 3.
They were on pace to be the best duo of all time, man.
Oh, they're gonna pass Mike and Scotty.
Yeah, they were on pace for that, man. Like Draymond is so fucking emotional. They gotta include that in the Golden State documentary of how much Draymond Green fucked this team over from winning even more rings.
We missed a duo. Speaking of Kevin Durant,
who?
Kevin and Russ was fun.
Oh yeah, Durant. Yeah, I had that. I was looking at Oklahoma City just now. I was like, yeah,
that was a great all-time duo, to be honest with you. Even if they didn't win a championship,
true.
They were great. They were just great together. I don't know. Both of them don't really acknowledge each other throughout their careers, but man, those two are great together.
Mm-hmm. I wish Derrick Rose had a wingman, but it was more like a team thing.
Him and Joe Kim were great. Yeah, but Joe Kim wasn't an offensive player.
Yeah, it was more like a team thing. He never really had like a second person. Shaq and Dwayne Wade. I'll put Shaq and Dwayne Wade.
I forgot about great. That. Shaq and Penny Hardaway.
Oh, Penny Hardaway and Shaq. Ooh.
Yeah. You know, we talked about Kevin Durant and I know you brought up Steph and Kevin Durant together as a what if. Mm-hmm. I think Pascal Siakam and Kawhi would have been interesting what if too.
Wow.
Bro, like because 2020 Pascal Siakam peak season, imagine if Kawhi still stayed there. You can't tell me like they probably could have went to another finals appearance, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If Kawhi stayed.
Yeah, they did all that without even OG being in the lineup.
Yeah, so that would have been interesting seeing Kawhi and Siakam really running for a longer time because Siakam, he fits well in any duo. Halliburton and Pascal Siakam will be treated with history too.
Do you think what's his name? Do you think Larry Johnson and were they together? Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning?
4 years, not long.
Yeah, not long. Not much.
Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway Sr.
Did they have any success? I don't think so.
I think they went to an Eastern Conference, right? The Knicks battles were always fun though.
Yeah, what's his name? It's amazing when you look back. Some of these guys never really had a duo like that. Like Hakeem Olajuwon, Ewing.
Ewing never had a duo.
Yeah, and these guys still got to where they were going. They still got to the finals. Yeah. Wow.
It's just a really good team built around you. You're set. Jokic and Murray, bro. I don't know. I forgot about them. Those two. Yeah. They've been a great duo together.
They're gonna be up there. Yo, that series with Denver versus the Jazz, Donovan Mitchell from the bubble. Man, I'm surprised they haven't done a documentary of that. That playoff series was crazy.
That was wild. Jamal Murray and then Murray and Donovan, they went apeshit.
Yeah, they were balling out. Oh my god.
Yeah. Man, now I'm thinking every team I could remember. We already brought up the Bucks as two duos. The Pistons, they never had, outside of Joe, they never really had duos. They had teams. The Knicks, outside of Willis Reed and Frazier, always had teams.
I was gonna include John Wall as a fun duo with Bradley Beal, but
that was fun. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a fun duo. Just not that much. It was short lived. Some of these sometimes in the NBA you get guys that are like, it was never designed to be a long-term thing. When you look at the play styles, like, they were always gonna get hurt playing like that.
Yeah, John was one of those guys. You know what else, man? I'm forgetting. I really loved a duo. Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins, man, I love that duo.
That was underrated, man.
That was fun, man.
Had they just been on the Lakers like that? Had they just been on a different team and not the Pelicans, people would think of that a lot different.
I think people would have like rose gold tinted goggles when it comes to their glasses, wherever
Mhm.
that phrase goes. That's another dope one. Man, I'm forgetting more that I'm just like slipping out of my mind. We already mentioned all of Chris Paul always had fun duos.
The Paul George Kawhi one in LA is
That was
very
solid. Yeah, that was very underachieving, to be honest with you. I can't even
yeah, it was kind of underachieving.
underachieving. Man, I'm Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo deserve just
Oh, you know what? Here's one that we forgot. What's his name? Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant in Brooklyn. That shit would have been nice too.
underachieving but fun, man.
Yeah, that's one of the fun ones.
Yeah.
They
I
have a
think
lot of
another one,
memorable games.
Bam and Jimmy deserve more love, man. Great.
Really?
I mean, yeah, 2 finals appearances.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
great.
If you think of it like that, yeah. You know what it is?
Yeah.
Miami plays a more of a team game, so
More oriented.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah,
But
man.
they deserve their credits.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's all I pretty much have on that, man. Like that was a good going down the list, kind of memory lane right there.
Wow, the thing is, like, you're gonna sleep and remember more.
Yeah, this was a good list. Yo, we gotta come back. We gotta come back to something like this again. I'll think of
Oh,
more
100%,
ones
bro.
like this.
Maybe trio next time. That'll be even more fun.
Ooh, trios. Wow. Yo,
Yeah,
if we
Spurs.
did trios, one I could think of instantly is Gary Payton, LaShrimp, and Sean Kemp.
Oh, there's plenty. The Miami Heat with Dan Mandarin, Alonzo Moore, Tim Hardaway. The Knicks had plenty, bro. I'm gonna be honest. The Knicks had a lot in the '90s trios.
Yo, a fun duo, my bad, is also Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. We gotta put them in
I
that
brought
shit.
them up.
Oh, you did? You did? Okay, I must have forgot. All right.
I brought them up. Man, I could bring up a lot. It's
Yeah.
fun, dude. Magic, and James Worthy were fun too when Kareem retired.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, there's a lot, man. There's a lot.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yo, I appreciate you, man. Samir, you guys definitely check out his newsletter in the description below. A lot of dope shit. The NBA is constantly moving. They're making it a lot harder for us as NBA lovers, man, to just keep up with the league. The money's shifting. A lot of things are going on, but we try our best to keep you up to date. Samir killing it. Yo, man, I appreciate you.
Subscribe to Orange Cookies, man. Best channel on YouTube for NBA salary breakdown, game breakdowns, New York Knicks breakdown, and anything NBA related. One of the best content creators on the app. Really an underrated channel. Deserves more subscribers. Deserve everything, man.
Man, appreciate you, man. Samir, until next time, brother. I'll
Take
holler
care,
at you.
bro.
Peace.